Smell is one of the most useful and least understood of all the senses. It can set off happy memories, stimulate the appetite, and even attract us to a potential mate. But every day we are faced with different smells that have the ability to attract us or repel us. Take the case of Mrs. X. She was by all intents and purposes an ordinary woman. The trouble all began with the whispers and comments at work.
Oh dear.
What on earth is that smell?
Ew.
And then there was that foul odor in her apartment she complained about to her landlord. The awful truth came upon her when a colleague sat her down one day and told her that, for all this time, she had been the source of the mystery fishy smell that was disrupting the workplace. The realization prompted her to take time off work and, with the help of doctors, get to the bottom of whatever was making her smell. 18 doctors later and $28,000 out of the pocket, Mrs. X discovered that her odor condition was not just a simple case of taking some medicine. She had a non-fatal but incurable genetic disorder. Trimethylaminuria, also known as fish odor syndrome. Normally, when we eat choline-rich food, it is passed to the gut where bacteria digest it into amino acids producing choline and trimethylamine N oxide and process them into TMA. It is then absorbed by the liver where an enzyme called flavin-containing monooxygenase 3 transforms TMA into TMA N oxide. This is then excreted in the urine. It is the FMO3 gene that provides instructions for making this important liver enzyme. People affected with TMAU, however, are unable to assure the normal production of the enzyme FMO3 as they lack or have an impaired or mutated version of the gene. Indeed, if the enzyme is missing, the body becomes unable to correctly metabolize the fish-smelling TMA into TMA N oxide, which is inodorous. As a result, the unoxidized TMA builds up in the body and is released in the individual's sweat, urine, and breath. TMA is a gas at body temperature. Therefore, individuals walk around in a cloud of odor, which is TMAU's only symptom. This smell is poorly concealed with perfumes and deodorants. As a result, some socio-psychological issues might surface as children get rejected or even bullied at school, resulting from a great lack of comprehension from peers. This might generate shame and avoidance of contact, leading to social isolation, unemployment, and depression. TMAU is a rare metabolic and genetic disorder. It is inherited in an autosomal recessive pattern. Heterozygote individuals carry one mutant allele but are usually asymptomatic. However, carriers may experience temporary periods of TMAU symptoms when under stress or after eating TMA precursors-rich food. If by chance two heterozygotes mate, for each child there is a 25% chance for it to be affected. In turn, the children of an affected person are obligate heterozygotes. Mutations arising in the FMO3 gene are found on the chromosome 1 and cause TMAU. There are about 40 known mutations in the gene, but most of the mutations are missense, which cause the most severe phenotypes. Overall, the greater the effect of the mutation on the FMO3 enzyme activity is, the more severe the symptoms are and the less responsive to the treatment the individual will be. Reports of people suffering from TMAU go back to as long as 2 millennia. Around 400 AD, the Hindu epic Mahabharata mentions a young woman cast from a society because of the fishy odor ever clung to her. In his 17th century play The Tempest, Shakespeare describes the outcast Caliban as smelling of fish, a very ancient fish-like smell. They could have managed their malodorous condition by cutting down on choline-rich food. Other treatments include the daily intake of activated charcoal or chlorophyllin, taking low doses of antibiotics, or using a slightly acidic soap. Unfortunately, there is still no cure for this syndrome. Gene therapy has not been properly tested, and enzyme replacement therapy is hard to develop. There is a sort of prevention called genetic counseling, which consists in evaluating the risk of inheriting the fish odor syndrome, considering your family history of TMAU. With the medical progress being made in this area, we hope to find a cure for Mrs. X to get the fresh new start she deserves.